You're listening to Infinite TBR, the podcast where we try not to buy more books. I'm Smack.
And I'm Gabby. Spoiler alert! We're going to avoid major spoilers, and when we can, warn when we're going to discuss a particular book in detail so you can avoid that part of the episode. You can also check the show notes for time-stamped flags identifying potential spoilers.
Future Gabby here. If you listen carefully, or maybe not even that carefully, you can hear Loki snoring in the background. And we simply will never have the heart to kick him out of the room, because why would we do that? We're not monsters. So keep an ear out and enjoy.
Hello! It's been a while!
A minute and a half.
Gonna start with a quick shout out to Laura for the new nice microphone that we're trying out for the first time today. Laura, our number one fan, Laura.
Fabulous little device that looks like an alien.
Yeah! And there are 3 different settings on it, so we'll see how this episode goes.
Do you know what he looks like to me?
A War of the Worlds alien.
That, yes, but also, you remember those old, it's like a movie production company with a light, like a desk lamp that would go by?
Pixar?
Is it Pixar?
Yes!
Oh.
It's definitely Pixar!
It's been a while since I was at the movie.
Hop,
yeah.
Hop, eyes the eye.
Yeah.
And it goes...
Was that Pixar?
It's definitely Pixar. Classic Pixar.
Yeah, like 90s Pixar. That's what that looks like to me, though.
I do think that this is going to be very quiet, but I'm hoping that it's not too quiet.
Yes.
My dad already complains that our episodes are too quiet. So.
Turn the volume up, bud.
That's on you.
That was not polite. I apologize. I don't have much of a filter these days.
Do we need one? The microphone's doing the filtering for us.
But,
Anyway, we know it's been a hot second, but we've been busy and stuff, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, crazy busy. I can't remember the last 2 months.
And it's been longer than that.
Yes, it sure has. Shall we talk about my freak out? We're going to talk about my freak out briefly.
Okay.
So,
we've been sitting on this for a while.
I've been sitting on this for a while, and part of it...
And there's only so much she can freak out,
because... Spoilers!
Spoilers.
Okay.
And we're not talking spoilers.
So, there was this book. Okay, not just a book. This was my first full year as a SIFWA member, and SIFWA is the Speculative Fiction Writers Association. They started out as the Science Fiction Writers of America back in, like, the 60s, 70s,
Wow.
and now they've diversified. A little more inclusive. But they're a professional association. You have to have received a certain amount of money from writing speculative fiction.
You got it.
And, like, the line for being an active member is, like, you have to have received $1,000 from your fiction, and I am not there yet, but I am about halfway there. So I became an associate member last winter, because it looks good on a resume, and they have a bunch of, like, helpful things for writers. But one of them that I did not know about going in is that they send you ebook copies of all of the shortlist finalists for the Nebula Awards. And, I mean, that alone pays for the price of admission.
Right.
By far. And suddenly I had books to
They're all,
read.
like, pretty much guaranteed good books.
Right. Yeah. That a lot of people liked. And one of them was Asunder by Kerstin. And I had never been particularly taken with the summaries and or reviews of her earlier books, but I was, like, gonna read it. Well, I ran out of time, is what happened. I thought I had another 2 weeks. So I did not read the Kelly Link one, because Kelly Link has won a Nebula 3 times. She doesn't need another one. And then one of them I discounted because I just wasn't my thing. Didn't have any interest in it. The other 2, one of which was called Someone You Can Make a Nest In by John Wiswell, which was very funny and adorable.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought you came away feeling lukewarm about that one.
Part of that is because I was moving fast, right? So
Right.
I read, like, the first 50 pages, and they were great, and they were funny, and they were 4-star for me. I could see how they could be very, very popular.
Gotcha.
But I was on a deadline. So I read a little bit of Rake's Fall by Vajra Chandrasekhara. Hopefully I didn't butcher that one too much. Which was a really good fever dream. But it was one of those ones where I could easily, even though I didn't have time to finish it, I could easily have seen it showing up in, like, my undergrad class on magical realism.
Based on the Goodreads average rating and the reviews, it seems like one of those ones that's like, that A is a fever dream, and you're either really into it or
really
you're really not.
Yeah. And it's one of those ones where, like, you can't, it's not like a commuting book. You can't read 20 pages and then come back to it 20 pages more the next day. Like, you gotta sit there and marinate in it.
It's a marinate book, not a commuting book.
Right. So I read enough of that to know that it was good, and that if I didn't like Asunder by Kerstin Hall, I'd go back and figure out whether I liked Someone You Can Build a Nest In or Rakesfall more. Except I want to preface Asunder with this. I got, like, the last time I got really fucking into something was probably Sherlock Holmes in college. A while ago. Because I don't have the energy or the time to go feral about something. I don't, like, joining a fandom, which I never really did with Sherlock. I read a lot of fanfic, but
it's a emotional and mental. And
it is, yeah.
In her life for a while.
Yeah.
Untamed.
And so, like, I kind of go out of my way to not get too.
But it's so fun when it happens. It really just.
It's fun, but God, then it goes on for years of your life.
Yeah.
And then
run free forever.
So I have deliberately avoided a lot of those over the last 10 years, 15, whatever, I don't know, since college. Because I can really enjoy something without losing my fucking mind over it, except apparently Asunder took me by surprise. I am fucking obsessed with this book. It's so... like, I can't talk about it like a sane person. It's been 3 months?
You can barely talk about it at all because we can't spoil it for Gabby.
Gabby hasn't read it yet.
And I would if it were a standalone. But thanks to Smack, we know that it is not a standalone.
And it ends on a cliffhanger.
So you're welcome.
Please read
listener.
it. Please read it. Please read it.
Don't read it.
Buy as many copies as you can. I need
Buy
a
bunch of copies. Don't read them. Yeah.
Read them. Save me from myself and or join me in this absolute... The difference between rabid and feral is pretty large in the real world, but when you talk about how it makes you feel about a book, I am both escaping the mortal coils of society and should be put down. Like, immediately. It's so good. It's so good. The world building is insane. I almost called it a fever dream, but that's Rakesfall is a fever dream.
Right.
It's not actually a fever dream. It's just like crazy world building and stuff where like they travel by spider, but not on a spider. You can walk into a giant spider and it's like the inside of the Titanic. Like old school gas lamps, wood paneling and stuff.
It's nuts that this is not a fever dream.
That's at the beginning. Like, it's not...
What's it over, like, the premise?
The premise is that this woman named Karis is a death speaker, which means she has sold her soul to an immortal monster on a different dimension. They don't lead with that, like, monster bit first. But that's what it is.
That just makes me want to reread Nice Dragons. That's what that immediately reminded me of, by Rachel Aaron.
Way darker than Nice Dragons.
I'm sure. Everything is way darker than Nice Dragons.
That was a really good pandemic read, though. That whole series.
It's so good.
Okay, but mine's so good. Okay,
sorry.
So...
We're going back. So she sold her soul, or made a deal with an immortal
monster creature thing.
Like you do.
And there are a bunch of those on a different plane, and they have their own politics going on. But she sold her soul to one of the more powerful ones, which means she, in turn, gets some of his powers in the normal world.
Sure, seems fair.
And she uses that to, like, make ends meet, basically.
Mm-hmm.
She talks to ghosts and, like, figures out, like, how they died type thing. And the local mob boss sends her with a lieutenant to investigate why a smuggling thing went wrong. Nobody showed up. A stuff didn't show up, so she and this lieutenant, I know, go down to the beach, and they find this cave, and they go into the cave, because it used to be like not a church, but like a place where you go to...
Like a chapel?
Yeah, sort of. Secret place for secret goddesses. Also? Okay, so we're gonna finish this part and then I'm gonna explain the world building. So, then they go into this, like, watery cave thing with stairs. It's not a cave, it's more like a tower that starts underground and goes down and up.
Okay.
Okay. And then they're following her ability to find dead bodies. Or spirits, basically. Because, like, there are no bodies. There are no bodies. And there are a lot of dead echoes. And I am gonna do a very, very small spoiler. You'll forgive me for it later. Because this is just crazy fucking world building. There's this spectral monster that if it touches you, it sucks you into its body inside out and digests you. There's nothing left. And it turns red while all your blood and organs are being digested, and then it goes clear again. And so they run into a couple of those. And it is a big old disaster. And while she's running from them, she gets yanked into a side room by someone who survived the initial attack. But he's dying. And he has information that needs to go to so-and-so. So they make a deal where, because she's like super, super, super broke and needs a lot of money for unspecified reasons until the end, he's going to pay her to attach him to her shadow and take him home. And so they do that, and then they have to run. And they're never really sure who's chasing them. And the world building is so good. It's insane, and it took me, this is not an introductory fantasy story for people who have never picked up fantasy books before. Right. This is for someone who can sit and deal with world building. Because it's kind of complicated. Like, the whole other dimensional monster is one thing, but, like, also, they are, like, the new religion, because 50, 100 years ago, whatever, what we in our world would consider, like, a pantheon of gods and or spirits, people, yeah, I guess they were people, tied to various places and aspects, and they have power over one thing but not the other, and some of them are stronger than others. But I guess the people who reached into the weird monster dimension and made a deal with all these guys came back on the monster's orders and murdered all of the gods in all of the countries. And so the old gods are called, like, the Botva, I think.
Okay.
And then the new gods, like, it's quote-unquote gods.
Yeah.
You can tell it's sort of like a newish thing because people still talk about the old gods as if they're worshipping them, even though they're, like, literally dead and there's nothing left to worship.
Right.
And, like, in the big cities, you should not get caught worshipping the old gods. Like, you need to, like, just go with the new monster dimensional creatures. And so that was sort of confusing because she doesn't call any of them gods. And so, like, it's kind of confusing.
Rebecca, you can't say a whole lot. That's what I'm seeing in your face.
I'm trying.
I know.
I'm trying.
I'm sorry.
But it's so good.
And now I'm split between...
So good.
Do I read it and suffer with you, or do I wait for a sequel to appear?
It has tropes you would enjoy.
I'm sure it does.
And do you know what? It's so slow burn. There is a romance, but it's so slow burn. It was 150 pages before I was sure it was actually going to happen.
I love a good slow burn.
That is the slowest burn to slow burn in decades. It's so good. And then there's this adorable little scientist person who meets her old best friend and is immediately smitten.
Aww.
But, like, the old best friend is a religious for the old gods.
Uh-oh.
And she's a new science person.
Uh-oh.
So they have, like, stuff to work out. But they're just... the scientist is just so enamored with this woman, who's really quite a badass.
It's very fun for me, A, to watch you freak out, and B, to watch you try so hard to talk about it without talking about it. And the struggle I can see happening in front of me.
It is so good! It's so good! That's all I have!
Well, on the subject of excellent world building, You have to
It's
get around.
genuinely, and it's very much, like, it's not always clear immediately, but, like, it's very much set in the equivalent of the global south. Like, there's one spot where they meet elephants, and it's very, like, it's not, like, a huge change in setting, so, like, they're already sort of in and around Asia and or Africa. Mm-hmm. They go along, like, the author called it, like, a road trip type story, and yes, but it is a long-ass world.
Sounds more questy than...
It is very questy. Yeah, it's a big old quest. And
you need to read A Memory Called Empire by Arkady Martine.
I sure do.
If you want another, like, chew your teeth on world building one, that's when you read that one. That one is, like, space opera, murder mystery, crazy world building, imperialism... And the main character's coming from this place that's trying to avoid getting annexed by the
It's been a while since I've, like, had something.
And it stands alone. But it also has a sequel.
Yeah, it does. They both won, like, best novel for something.
They both won something. I'll look it up really quick. It was her debut. That's nuts. First one won the Hugo for best novel. Mm-hmm. Second one... also won the Hugo the next year for Best Novel.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And they're so good!
They're on my list. But now I have, like...
And they're safe for you to read!
I know. That would be nice.
And Laura and I have both read them, so we could all talk about them together. Laura and I spent a not insignificant part of our trip talking about them. Partly because we were both reading the sequel during our trip.
It's on my list. I have a bunch of books I need to read before. I'm going to...
Guaranteed win bingo slot if you read it before the end of August.
I'm kind of looking forward to
but it's also long, so.
destroying you with books that you haven't read, so we get a nice fight out of it. It'll be fun.
But what if you read them both and then we had to fight over which was better, the first one or the sequel? Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun. I am going to New York for the FlameCon at the middle of August, though, so I have some books I gotta read before then.
Do you think you'll have time to read the full bingo contingent to black out?
There might be a bunch of novellas, but yes.
Well, yeah, I did that.
I mean, that's
I feel like it really
beginning of September, right?
I think end of August. I forget when the actual end date is. I've been planning on end of August. But that's what I did this year, is I started with graphic novels and novellas to take the pressure off, and then it's like, anything I finished before, then now is just bonus.
September 1st is the last day.
Yeah.
And part of it, I have not reading fast this year. And part of what's interfering, quote unquote interfering, because I'm really enjoying it, with bingo is I'm reading a friend's book that is not finished. It's about the Roman invasion of Britain. It's fabulous.
Do you get to say anything more about it?
Her name is Emily Bernhard, and she better get an agent out of this. And a book deal.
Get her an agent! Go, go!
Not that we have that kind of audience, but. So that doesn't count toward bingo, unfortunately. I mean, did I check?
I mean, is it...
It's not published.
Oh, because it's not published and not even sold.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it counts.
No, I don't know how much they check. It's a good question. They don't seem like they would care.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's quote unquote cutting into my reading time. My official reading time.
Right.
And then I'm also in the middle of writing a sequel-log.
Sequel-log!
A short sequel long epilogue.
For what, Smack?
For
what?
For my novella, my debut novella that's coming out August 12th. And is, as of this recording, as of this recording, is $1 off at bookshop.org, but it is available at all of your local online retailers, including Mysterious Galaxy.
And directly from Neon Hemlock, which is publishing it.
Yes, but buy it from Mysterious Galaxy now, because I have to give them a deposit for our author event, and if I don't sell 10 copies through them, I don't get my deposit back.
Oh no!
I know, 10 copies isn't that much. So,
when is your event?
My event is September 20th at 2 p.m. at Mysterious Galaxy. Please come if you can.
Please come!
I will sign your book and hug you.
Yay!
But a couple of weeks after, I think it's 5 weeks after that, maybe 6, I'm planning on releasing the sequel-log to anyone who signs up to my newsletter, my author newsletter. And I commissioned the cover illustrator from the original novella to do a cover for this current thing I'm working on. And we're up to like full drafts, and it is going to be amazing. It is super weird. Not as weird as the first one, but weird. And it's gonna look so good. I'm so excited for it.
I'm so excited for you.
And so that's where most of my time is going to go in the next couple of months. Is I have to finish writing it, I have to get it edited and proofread and critiqued, and
then Gabby has to read it.
yes, because you're really good at line edits.
Oh, so I just want to read it.
Also, but yeah, I'm going to make you work for it.
Yeah.
I forgot where we were going with that.
We're just being
Asunder,
excited.
Just being excited.
Yay.
Oh, right. But I have a bunch of books that I need to read before
kind of pre-big
FlameCon.
And yeah, FlameCon.
In New York, mid-August. And some of them are the Neon Hemlock books of writers that I'm going to meet. And I want to be able to be like, look, I painted your book. It was really good. Sign it for me. And
are you meeting more Neon Hemlock people?
I am. Because the publisher is one of the guests of honor. So there are a bunch of Neon Hemlock authors who are going to be there too. I think a couple of them are also guests of honor as well.
Foz Meadows going to be in?
No, they're not.
Dang
I know.
I might have my copy of Finding Echoes before you leave, and I'm
You
gonna
had
chuck
this
it
very,
at you.
like, hesitant but sort of crazy-eyed look, and I knew.
You're just very reading my mind today.
Well, you're easy to read.
Best friends! Best friends!
Oh, God. Okay, so Asunder
Okay,
did not win. I am very...
Because someone you can build nest in did, right?
Which is fine, I
yeah.
guess.
Maybe the second one?
I just want the second one to exist. She hasn't signed anything. I follow her on Blue Sky because I need to know if there's...
This is like that trilogy that I read the first one of, like, back in college.
Oh, no.
And then even then, the sequel to that took too long to come out.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, radio silence.
I remember you were talking about... Oh, no.
This is a trilogy by Madeline Howard.
Is she still alive?
Yes. I check every few months. I'm like,
Giving my third book. It probably wasn't picked up by the publisher, which means she would have to do it herself, which is...
I think last I saw, she was going back through her old stuff and, like, re-releasing or
Interesting.
Like, presumably self-publishing the old stuff.
I don't know where we were.
Recent reads, I guess?
Oh, you know what else?
Asunder.
Just Asunder.
We're just dreaming about it. And your new book, which is coming out.
It's called Death Valley Blooms, and it's by S.M. Mack.
It's by S.M. Mack.
And you know, I keep forgetting to tell her this, but I have this friend named Emmy. Hi, Emmy.
Hi, Emmy.
Who definitely doesn't listen to the podcast. But my first couple of short stories came out under Sarah Mack. And there was something about, like, I'd look at the title and then the author name, and I would freak out. And I did not like it. It didn't feel right.
Aww.
And I didn't know why. And it's only recently that I've been, like, telling people, no, call me Smack instead of Sarah. But at that point, or around that, there was, like, 5-6 years around there. And at one point, Emmy was like, you should go by S. Mack. Smack. And I was like, what if I do S.M. Mack? And then she went, Smack.
That's honestly what I think every time I see S.M. Mack. There's a corner of my brain that goes, Smack.
And that made me really happy. So that's why I publish under S.M. Mack.
Yay!
What else? Have you read anything you
Really?
can feel about? Because I have one more.
You do?
I do.
What's your one more?
Fan service!
Ah! I got that from the library.
Did you? Because
Yeah.
I'm not giving you my copy yet.
Do you even have it?
I sure do have
Oh.
it. I'm going to reread it as soon as we get back from New York, is my plan. And then I can destroy you twice in bingo with it.
Yep.
But
also, I'm going to try to read it before the end of August. So
it might be a wash. So it is about... It's a grumpy sunshine romance. The grumpy one is a vet tech who was known online as the Mod for this particular, like, supernatural / Teen Wolf weird... It's basically Supernatural and Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
And she got super into it when she was, like, 15. Her mother walked out, and then the next day she first watched their pilot, and, you know, it was She got so into it that she created what's called the archives, and she went through and created a Bible, basically, for the whole series, and administered it online, and mediated arguments between fans. Like, she was like
kind
a
of like
big deal.
TV tropes, which I'm pretty sure I learned from Actually was built because of Buffy, and because someone wanted to like build a whole like thing around Buffy.
Interesting.
And then it turned into a
whole thing.
A whole thing.
Okay, so yeah, it was like that, except that when the show ended, like, it didn't turn into TV tropes.
Right.
And the story, like, you get that in a prologue backstory, but the story starts with the disgraced actor who played the, like, heartthrob for that show, the, like, Arcane Files or something. Okay. He's like an FBI agent. He's the only
I remember
werewolf in
looking
so many...
at the summary and thinking it sounded like the X-Files. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's X-Files, Supernatural,
right.
Teen Wolf. Basically pick a speculative TV show with a big fandom base, right. And, like, it's this. Mix all up. So, it opens with his agent of like 20 years dropping him, and he's just like, he's divorced.
Poor puppy.
All he wants to do is play this character again, but no one will like help him put it back on the air. And then one night he goes down to Venice Beach and turns into a werewolf, and everyone thinks it's a bad PR stunt. Oops. And so, like, in his quest to get his shit together and clear his name, I guess, he finds the mod online and sends them a message. And she's still got this email forwarding set up, so she gets it and is like, sure, fly out to Florida, I'll meet you, whatever. Thinking it's a joke from one of her online friends. And then this guy she's had a crush on for 10 years shows up.
But she hates him.
She hates him. She does hate him. Yeah. He was insensitive to her at a very delicate time of life. Oops. I know. She was in one of those sighting lines and froze up and then left and then realized she forgot the signed picture that they took, and she goes back to get it, and he and the photographer are like bad-mouthing all the fans, especially that last girl who was super weird. And so, like, oops, she went to cry in the bathroom.
Aww.
And then, because she's 17,
yeah.
right? It's her 17th birthday, and she got to meet her hero. And then he said horrible things about her, and she went to the bathroom to cry, and she came out of the stall and was like, I'm going to destroy this fandom from the inside out. I'm going to destroy him while building up this fandom. So the mod has this, like, real tough reputation. And it's just so good.
Because this is by Rosie Danan, by
yes,
the way.
And he's such a fucking himbo that, like...
You need to read A Deadly Education, too!
It's Golden Retriever, Black Cat.
So you're reading A Deadly Education, too? That's by Naomi Novik. I did read it last year for bingo.
And she is still losing her mind about it.
Because I finally get the chance to... lend you my copies, and I was like, what if I read them again before?
Do you have the second one?
Yeah, I just need to. I was reading them. I finished the first one, and then Clockwork Boys by Kingfisher came in at the library, and then I had 9 days left on it, and people were like, "There's a hold list, so I can't renew it." So I was like, I gotta read that really quick. So
this one, my mother actually likes Kingfisher. She
What's
really
not to like, really?
Well, I mean, like, she doesn't really... Like, I got her to read A Sorceress Comes to Call because that was nominated for Nebula. That was another...
And she read Nettle and Bone, too, right?
She did. She didn't love it.
Oh, okay.
But she quite liked Sorceress Comes to Call.
Okay.
I think because the protagonist was... There were 3 main women. One is 14, one is in her 50s, the other is in, like, her 30s or 40s and pretending she's in her 20s. And I think she liked the age spread. So when we were at Mysterious Galaxy together, she saw Sword Heart on the wall.
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty. And she was like, that's that. Have you read that? And I was like, yes, I own it. And she picked it up and she was like, you didn't paint yours. Because the sprayed edges come with it. And I was like, yes, I did not have to. It still looks great. Yep. So I almost asked you to bring it today so I could, like, slide it on her.
No. It's one of the reasons I'm reading this. So I can read Sword Heart.
Okay.
Because they're not even technically sequels of each other, but if you look
they're
at,
all
like,
in the same world.
Yeah, they're all in the same world, and if you, like, look at the reading order, it's like, read the Clockwork Boy stuff first. And I was like, okay.
You can't not.
But I know.
I'll to be fair, though, I almost, like, I own the ebook of Clockwork Boys, and I almost ended up in that rabbit hole, and then I thought, nope, just read it. Just
do it.
It says number 1 of this series. And it does end well. Like, it doesn't end on a cliffhanger, but there's definitely going to be a second book.
Yeah, it comes out in January 1st.
I mean, like, plot-wise.
Oh, right. But anyway, yeah, Deadly Education is the same dynamic. What about Sunshine, but himbo,
Also,
good-natured himbo,
online friends are
Black
just,
cat.
they have this whole, like...
Are they also online?
Yeah, all of her friends are online.
Oh,
she
her friends are online.
She doesn't have any, like, real-life friends. And so there's this tension between, like, the fact that she has spent 10 years making fun of this guy with her friends, and now, like, she can't really make fun of him anymore, because he's not as horrible as she thought. But
That does not stop the main character in A Deadly Education. She makes fun of him non-stop to his face, to everyone around them.
I love that.
It's so good. I forgot how fun those are. Anyway.
But I really appreciated the tension of, like, how do I... Because he also had her sign an NDA before they, like, actually knew each other. Because he didn't want her going to the papers and being like, this dude thinks he can turn into a werewolf. But, like, at a certain point, they both know that he wouldn't enforce it, but also she wouldn't do anything.
Right.
So, like, there's a moment, it's not, they don't have a third act breakup, but there is this moment with her friends where they're like, we're not talking to you for a couple of days.
Oh. Okay, so, like, the tension becomes more between her and her friends. Right.
There's some tension between her and, what's-his-face?
It sounds like it starts with the most tension, and then it's about them getting rid of that tension.
And there's no, like, third act breakup with them, but there's this moment that's very explicit where he's like, next time we have sex, it's got nothing to do with this other thing that we're trying to solve. Because obviously problems are solved by sex. It's romance.
Yep.
And there's this moment where she thinks about all the different things she could say about how, like, there isn't going to be a next time because our relationship is falsely built on this premise of, like, blah, blah, blah. So she goes through all the options of what she can say in her head, and then she goes, like, out loud. She's just like, okay, next time. No third act breakup. And it was also very interesting because at the end, they spent the whole book in her teeny tiny little small town in Florida. And then they go back to LA at the end, and all of his bad habits, all of his neuroses, all of that shit, he just, like, loses it. So I really loved that one. It hit, and I mentioned to you and Laura that, like, online friendships and werewolf fandom might be, like, my sweet spot. So I thought this book was just fucking hilarious.
That does remind me of, like, Lycanthropy and Other Chronic Illnesses by Kerstin O'Neill.
Yeah.
Which is also very delightful.
Just freaking hilarious book. Both of them. But I had very low expectations going into fan service. And vastly overperformed.
And now you have these 2 books in your bingo bank.
It was great. 2 books almost in a row that I read. Very different.
Very different.
Equally amazing.
Yay!
So what are your...
Well, I mentioned A Deadly Education. I read the sequel to... I read The Geographer's Map to Romance by India Holton.
How was that?
Just as fun as the first one.
You got through that faster than I did. Still on my...
On a plane. Stuck on a plane for 12... cumulatively 12 hours on a plane plus 5 in the airport. It was a long journey.
Was it worth it? She went to Brazil, by the way.
I went to Brazil. It was great. I mean, I'm like, oh no, I'm on a plane and I can't do anything but read for 6 hours. Woe is me. The only annoying part, it's rough when, like, obviously when you're traveling that far for that long, you have the time zone issue, and also when you leave at weird times, it means you really should be sleeping for a lot of that. And I don't sleep super well on planes. I did get a new airplane pillow, which did really help, so I was able to catch, like, more than I normally would on such a flight. But it does mean, like, one leg of both ways I was actually trying to sleep instead of reading. So I only got, like, a 6-hour stretch where all I could do was read. Anyway, I enjoy enforced
reading time. Yeah.
I read The Undercutting of Rosie and Adam by Megan Bannen, which is the third. I've read a lot of fun romantic-y sequels, basically.
Excellent.
Alright, I already mentioned Memory Called Empire, which is awesome. I feel like those are pretty much the best highlights. I did really like Lavender House by Lev AC.
We've talked about that, right?
Yes. It was a really long time ago. I don't remember when that was. But I did really like that. I'm excited. There are, like, 4 of them out now.
What?
Which I didn't know. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I don't know. I had not heard or seen either of the next 2. Rough Pages and Mirage City.
When did they come out?
Rough Pages
It must have been one every year.
Yeah. They're, like, came out pretty much one. Rough Pages came out last October.
Huh.
And Mirage City is coming out this October. So I guess there's only one more out right now. But still!
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a fun series. And I think those are...
Are you going to read them?
Yes. I just took the second one from you. So.
You did. Yes. I meant beyond
And
that.
I think that will determine whether I'm going to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm in it to win it, then I will probably go ahead and go get the paperbacks. And I think that there's a slow burn romance that is going to maybe... that they sort of very beginnings of setup in the first one.
Yeah. It's slow burn. Mostly, the protagonist just has to get out of his own way.
Yes.
Himself.
Yes.
He is his...
He's
not
worst enemy.
He is not his own
Other
worst
than the
enemy, but he's up
murderers.
there. And the cops.
Yes, and the cops, which is stressful.
Yeah.
I did read that duology, A Letter to the Luminous Deep, and A Letter from the Lonesome Shore, which I really enjoyed.
Who are
I
those
can
by?
see that's
Is that
by
F.T. Lukens?
No, that's Sylvie Cathrall.
Okay.
But same vibe, I
Okay.
think. Super whimsy. It's a whole lot of whimsy, which I can see not being everyone's thing,
Okay.
but I bought into it.
Okay.
So I went along for that ride and I enjoyed it.
Good.
I read Dragonfly Gambit by A.D. Sui.
Which did win a Nebula.
I forgot it won!
Yeah. And is a
Deserve.
Neon Hemlock book. Actually, A.D. Sui, they blurbed my book.
I saw! Yay! What's the blurb?
Death Valley blooms expertly, toes the line between hopelessness and tenderness, between the horrors of what is to come and the small joys of today. Centering familial relationships, this novella explores everything we pass down, curses, love, and everything in between.
Aww. Such a good blurb!
No! My publisher sent me that and the other one that appears on the back of the book, and I just cannot still fathom that people are writing such nice words about words that I wrote. Because, like, I am very proud of the story and everything, and I'm a storyteller, but, like, they're just words, you know? Like, theoretically, anyone could put words together. But
Not well.
how big the font is, oh my god.
I know. It's super fast and easy to take on a plane.
And I made it a little more durable. That was by design.
So that you can take it on a plane?
Possibly.
I'll let you know how bad the cliffhanger is.
Is there a cliffhanger?
I mean, I assume so. Presumably
You
this
haven't
kind of
gotten
ends-
through it?
No, I'm only halfway.
Oh, interesting.
Why?
I thought you were done.
No. I'm halfway through the first one.
Oh.
And I heard that it's basically just
It
together
ends.
they make one book.
Oh, great.
So I don't know how badly the first one. They're trying to get to a place and do a thing. And my impression from reviews is that by the end of the first book, they make it to the place.
Oh, no.
And then the second book is doing the thing. So,
What's the second one called?
The Wonder Engine.
I do not own the second one.
But I will, shortly.
Yes.
Possibly before you leave. Although you said you have other things to read before then. But look how short!
I always have more things to read.
So short, so easy, so fast.
I know.
You could read that on the way out, and read the other one on the way back.
I have to have the other one out there, though. Meaning you have to read it and finish it and give it to me.
That seems due. When do you leave?
The 14th?
Oh.
Yeah, it's not super long.
We'll see.
My plan currently
We'll
is
see when
to...
it gets here
I know.
first. And then we'll go from there.
Currently, my plan is to spend an air reading the ebooks that I have bought so far this year, so that they don't count.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So there are 3 of those.
What are those?
Those are the last 2 books of the... I don't know what they're called. It's the series with the demon...
The series with the demon.
Oh, God.
I'm like, the book I'm reading now has demons.
They
The
all
book
have
Asunder
demons.
has
They
sort
have
of demons.
No, they're definitely demons. Let's see.
Deadly Education, not exactly demons,
The
but pretty much
Infernal
demons.
Covenant.
Which one's that one?
It's the series name, by Nadine Mutis. And the first one is Hellishly Ever After.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, all of the books are fun, like puns like that.
Oh, are these your
Hellishly
funny
Ever
title
After.
ones?
I mean, they have funny title. Yeah.
Well, for bingo.
Oh.
That's one of the prompts.
I'd forgotten about that.
Mine's
Yes.
gonna be Go Luck Yourself. By Sarah Rosh.
So these are Hellishly Ever After, Till Heaven Do Us Part, Hell Over Heels, and All's Hell That Ends Well.
All's hell that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read the last 2. And then I have another werewolf one.
Yay.
Yeah. And I am like 50 pages into this book of essays about magical realism that I really need to finish before I can talk about my book in public.
Do you?
I don't want to say something that's just wrong, you know? Like,
Just do the scientist professor thing where you just preface everything with, my understanding is, this could be wrong, but this.
that's very helpful.
Yes. That and it depends.
Okay.
Our favorite phrases to fall back on. My understanding is, it depends.
And what was the other one?
I could be wrong, but.
I could be wrong, but. Okay. Well,
That gives you a lot of wiggle room.
a lot of wiggle room.
And helps acknowledge nuance and...
it's true.
And that's
there
what
is
being an intelligent person is about, acknowledging your own fallibility and also nuance.
Yes. I would like to be able to go into it educated, though.
You're already educated.
I'm educated.
You have a master's.
I do have a master's. But like,
You're
this whole
published.
oh, shit.
Your credentials already exist.
I have credentials.
You have nothing to prove to anybody.
Well, I am
Nothing to prove.
I am white. So there are certain
yes.
times I should go the
You're
extra
doing
mile.
good, yes.
And magical realism is one of those places.
Right.
And it's a really interesting book. It's very dense.
Now you're talking about your book for a second, and I'm like, I'm not sure I'd call it dense.
It's 100 pages. That one's not dense. The book of essays on magical realism
Yes.
by a woman who, I think she's a citizen, but like, she has this whole history of, like, she grew up in Brownsville on the border in Texas. Both of her parents immigrated.
Do you have that one?
I do. It's in the other room. Do you want me to go get it so you can look at it? It has an amazing
Well,
cover.
that, and so you can say the title and the author. And then you'll all know. So you can read it too.
So this one is
Oh,
another
wait a
one I'm
minute.
in the middle. I'm like,
I feel like you've been in the middle of that for...
I started over and now I'm 5 pages farther.
That's The Bane Witch by Ava
Morgyn. And it is, the prose is, we'll talk about that one in a second.
Oh, okay. The Magical Realism one's literally called Magical Realism. I love that cover.
Isn't it beautiful? So it's Magical Realism, Essays on Music, Memory, Fantasy, and Borders by Vanessa Angélica Villarreal. Beautiful cover. Super smart author.
I love the ones that look like they're old and deteriorating.
Mm-hmm.
They're not.
But even though I'm only like, how many pages is that book marking?
Which one?
The first one.
58.
Okay, so I'm 58 pages in, and I feel like I already have a better... Gabby's smelling my book.
It smells good.
A better understanding of magical realism than when I got out of my magical realism class in undergrad.
And Carmen Maria Machado
Yes,
blurbed it.
who was my Clarion buddy, and Jeff Vandermeer, who did the Annihilation books.
Right.
So, but magical realism, as she is arguing it so far, is born from the gaps in historical records. So if you write a book about a slave girl who was owned by some historical figure, that's magical realism. There's a show on, I think it's Netflix.
Does it still have to be speculative?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it does have to be speculative. But even if you do historical fiction of someone who didn't exist or someone we don't know all about, that in itself is sort of magical realism because you are filling in the record yourself. It is, by definition, not historical.
Right.
And there's one line in there that she, like very early on, that sort of underpins this whole argument she's making. Magic and trauma are inextricable. Both begin in the language of disbelief. This is real. I can't believe it. This isn't real. This can't be real. And so this inability to believe because it is too fabulous is where magical realism lives. And so my novella, Death Valley Blooms, a big portion of their family curse hinges on the fact that there has been so much information lost between the generations. I deliberately had the main character's grandmother, she ran away from home, married her high school sweetheart, and didn't talk to anybody else before they started to die. And I have this whole idea of her backstory about how, like, her mother was in Death Valley when she ran away and never actually saw her again, and she ran away because her oldest sister, who had been like a mother to her, got pulled out, and she was like, fuck this shit, I'm going. None of that appears in the book.
It does occur to me that I don't think we discussed the premise of your novella.
Oh, yeah. We didn't, did we?
No.
Okay.
So what's your novella about, Mack?
So the novella is about a family of women who have this cursed relationship with Death Valley in that whenever it is time for a new super bloom, it calls out the youngest of these women and makes her come out to Death Valley and then sucks her underground to use as a battery for the wildflower blooms. And then at the same time, it releases her mother, who can go home. And her mother is 10 years older, doesn't know how to function in society anymore. You don't move a lot underground, so there's like physical recovery. And then whoever got called out, her daughter or her sister or whoever is the younger woman in her line, in her matrilineal line, is next. And so the main character has grown up, bound and determined to break this curse that is the last thing she does. And literally. And so she's tried all sorts of different stuff that the beginning of the story goes through. But crucially, she and her brother have agreed not to have any children, no matter what. Just so that even if Mar can't get out of the curse, she will be the last. Except that Death Valley doesn't like that a whole lot.
No.
Okay, so back to magical realism.
So there's this gap in the record in their family. And so does that make that magical realist, even though it's not a violent gap? It's not like a colonially forced gap. Mm-hmm. It's just a function of not communicating between generations enough. And the story sort of plays with that even further with Mar, the main character, and her grandmother. They all live together. But it's more what was lost between her grandmother and her great-grandmother. That generation is just sort of, any information is, I don't think any of it can be recovered at this point, at the point the story starts.
Right.
So does that make the story magical realism, or does it make it slipstream, or fabulism, or irreal speculative? I don't know.
Right. And the gap isn't like a real historical gap.
Right.
It's a gap you are manufacturing.
Yes.
As the author.
Yes, as I am personally manufacturing. And so a lot of what Villarreal talks about, the gaps in her family stories, is stuff that her mother won't tell her. Stuff that her father is embarrassed to talk about, so they don't. I don't remember any specific examples, but like she'll ask her mother XYZ and her mother will be like, oh, Vanessa, and then move on without answering anything. And then the more she pushes, the angrier her mother gets, and like she can't pin her family down and create this record. It just doesn't exist. And the more she learns about how awful her grandmother had it growing up, she was married off at 14 to a guy who just beat her until all the babies died, and just horrible stuff. And so, like, she knows a lot of what no one will tell her is violent and horrible, and you don't want to re-traumatize people you love. But at the same time, if they don't say it, then it's gone.
Right.
And there's this tension between, like, what they want to die, what they don't want to talk about, and what she wants to know about her family history.
Right.
And so, I mean, I'm only 56 pages in, so I don't have any answers yet. But hopefully I will have time to finish before getting in front of a crowd at the Astoria Bookshop on August 20th.
Yay! Are you all going?
No, just me and my mother. Because I was going for this FlameCon thing, but, I mean, before you can even finish saying, do you want to go to New York, to my mother, she'll always be like, yes, let's go! Tomorrow we'll be going.
What? Is it her family?
Her brother and his family.
Are you guys going to go see Hadestown?
Yes, we are. Mostly because you've been, like, freaking out over it.
Oh my god. I have reminders that are coming in, like, every weekend to me to get tickets for them coming back.
To San Diego?
No, they're coming to LA and they're coming to Phoenix. So I get 2 chances.
Are you gonna do it both times?
Maybe! If I actually sit down and actually listen to my reminder and go book tickets. First I need to find out if Dad really wants to go see it in Phoenix. And if I lock them down for Phoenix, then I'll have to decide whether I also want to go see it in LA. Because it's going to be the exact same people.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be a different venue. But maybe I could drag Megan to come see it in LA. And I feel like she'd really like it too.
Didn't she? No, you saw that with Miranda.
Yeah, I don't think Megan's seen it.
But I've seen the outside of the theater. We walked by when we went to a different play.
It's very...
so gorgeous.
Very pretty, very compact.
Is it?
Like the chairs.
Oh.
are you will bang your knees.
That's not my favorite.
It's very pretty. It's very old, but I truly sat down and I was like, my dad would hate this. He would hate this experience.
Well,
sometimes the charm and nostalgia of the and the history does out, and I do feel like Hadestown especially he'd get really into, and sometimes that outweighs it. The Fenway chairs, he always talks about how the Fenway chairs are small and uncomfortable, but boy will he go to watch games at Fenway, because
that's so funny.
Socks, so, but I do think he'd complain the whole time.
I'm not a big fan of cramped type places for theater, but
I think we'll still have a good time.
And my mother has been very clear that she is going to TKTS. She's going to see what's there. It's the place to get cheap tickets.
Right.
You stand in line for an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But once you stand in line for an hour and a half and you get tickets, you go see whatever you want to see. And then within 7 days, have I told you this? Within 7 days, you can cut the line and get more tickets.
I did not know that. That would be dangerous knowledge if I lived there.
I know.
Simply every week.
I did that same math last time I was there. But
can you imagine if Mysterious Galaxy did that? If you bought books and then if they gave you a coupon for 25% off if you used it within the next
7 days. That'd be so dangerous.
I know!
They should do that.
They should do that.
Terrifying.
If we ever buy Mysterious Galaxy, we should do our retirement plan.
Yeah, retirement plan is to work ourselves to the bone. It might be, I think I would enjoy it more if I was just around books all day, especially if it were even my books. Keep it under advice.
Especially if it was a small enough operation that I didn't really have to, and
if it was sort of like that new agey shop. And,
yeah.
And
I could afford to have whatever hours
don't
I
make
want.
sense.
It's open if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have coffee, maybe I won't.
Yeah, exactly.
A Zero Fails bookstore. Where he's like, I actually don't feel like selling any books. Anywho.
I'll do it in my pajamas today.
100%.
So while I'm at the con, she is going through the TKTS line and going to see someone else. She hasn't decided what else, but then I don't have to stand in the line.
The one about Mary Lincoln, I think I heard was good.
Is that a musical?
Forget if it's a musical or a play. But I think Miranda saw that one and said it was good.
Yeah.
So The Bane Witch by Ava Morgan, which is still sitting over here.
Okay. The Bane Witch.
With the mushrooms
moving back. The main character, it's not super clear from the beginning, but I'm 10 pages in, and the prose is so spare. It's almost like the prose feels as deadly as these berries that she's obsessed with.
It's such an insane thing you just said.
I know! I sort of heard it in my head before I said it, and I was like,
I mean, I love the imagery. You really painted a picture.
Yeah, well, I'm going to read you the first line, because I'm going to read you the first paragraph.
Okay, do it.
I planned my death the way I design a room. Heavy objects first to anchor the narrative, bones for all the crucial details, creases and corners where the devil hides, to rest upon. There can be no gaping voids of negative space where the mind lingers unattended. Just quiet pauses between elements. A story you don't know is being told as your eye is drawn from cornice to carpet. Organic but not random, harmonious but not predictable. A well-designed room feels accidental but never hapless. A well-designed death is no different.
Such smack prose.
I know!
I feel like I don't have the focus for that.
I mean, I'm 10 pages in. I think Laura would like this. This is going to be a Laura book. But basically, she has gone to such lengths to plan every single detail of faking her death so that her husband thinks she's actually dead and the police think he did it.
Ooh.
And that's, she's going through all the motions right now and explaining, this is how long it took me to set this up, this is what the research I did, this is how, what did she say? She said to avoid, basically, the Ring camera, she would crawl out of the bathroom window and take the bus down to this bridge that she's going to jump off of. Because her husband is a true monster. But one of her abilities, I'm pretty sure it's an ability, is that, when he was torturing her, or abusing her, or, raping her, or whatever, she could look him in the eye and see both, I don't know if she could see her death, but she knew that she could identify almost like out of a lineup the women that he would abuse and torture and kill after he killed her. So she knows that if she doesn't save herself from him, then all of these other women are going to be hurt by her husband. And there's this thing where, like, maybe she killed a guy who tried to assault her when she was 5. She was eating poison berries and bit him and he died.
This doesn't sound like a Gabby book.
It's a Smack and Laura book, though.
I love your little penguin clap.
Yay! So, I have all these books I should be reading. I just started another one. And I've got this friend's book I have to read, preferably before we go to New York. That's the goal. I don't want her waiting forever.
Is she also going to be there, or is it just
She's not going to be there.
self-
So I have all of
Things
these...
to do.
I have all these books to read and a story to write. And so, like, I know, I feel like there's a little, like I'm very happy that this is between work jobs.
Yes.
For the contracts
Yes,
I'm doing.
that feels like good timing.
Uh-huh.
If that was going to happen.
But also, like, I can't get my brain to focus half the time. Just not
That seems like a
adhering.
really hard book to read if your brain
Every
won't
time I
focus.
sit down and start reading the magical realism or the poison.
I mean, honestly, both of them, but I was thinking of the Bane Witch.
this one's way easier.
I
to
think
read.
any nonfiction is really hard for me when I can't
Yes.
focus.
And the first essay in this magical realism one is very, like,
Ooh, a diagram.
like every paragraph is a different number. It's very artsy. And they get easier to read after that. But,
It did smell good.
I got this one at Book Crawl from La Playa.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I was going to say, I saw it at La Playa, and I remember texting it to you and being like, you need this!
I did need it. I think I was standing next to you when I grabbed it. They're both Book Crawl books.
Oh, yay! Look at you reading book crawl books.
I know!
Me out here being like, have I read anything from book crawl?
Do you know what? It's been really
From
helpful.
any book crawl over the last X years.
I usually get like 1 or 2 into it before.
Geographer's map may have been, so
Maybe. I know I got Fledgling by Octavia Butler from Bluestocking 2 years ago, and it's still on my list. Gonna get to it.
Oh, I think... No.
Any?
Maybe
not.
Go Luck Yourself. I got during book crawl.
This makes me feel so much better.
Emily Wilde, I'm trying to remember if I got Emily Wilde. By Heather Fawcett.
Yes.
So yay, books. Your book. Anything
My
else you want
book.
to say?
If you're in San Diego, come see me on September 20th at Mysterious Galaxy at 2 p.m.
Here's hoping you make it
Yeah!
there
Yeah!
on that date at that time.
And
In the meantime, pre-order
Pre-order through
Death
the
Valley
Mysterious...
Blooms by SM Mack
She's better at this than I am.
from Mysterious Galaxy.
At mystgalaxy.com.
Yay!
Thanks for listening. This has been another episode of Infinite TBR.
You can find us online at infinitetbr.com. You can email us at itbrshelf@gmail.com. And we're also on Instagram at
Infinite TBR Podcast.
and individually on Instagram.
At Gabalodon, which is like Megalodon, but with Gab in the front of it.
And at what_Smack said, because Instagram locked me out of at what Smack said. So
Here we are.
here we are. See you next time.